Hello and welcome to another Alias SubD video. Today I would like to show the difference between modeling using traditional Alias Nurbs and modeling in SubD. I will show that by modeling the same shape using both methods. I also want to talk about how these tools are different and why I'm using SubD and why I'm teaching SubD. Modeling in NURBS is very precise and it's used widely in the industry because of its strong capabilities to model anything with very high quality surfaces. However, in my opinion, it can take a very long time to perfect. SubD, on the other hand, is very friendly to use, and it can be used mostly by anyone, especially in the early stages of the design, to get mock up something really quickly without worrying about the quality of the highlights of the surfaces. So with that said, now I'm going to show the difference in modeling. I'm just going to take a few curves here from this NURBS model, and that's just going to help me get started and do it quite quickly here. So copy, paste, and I'm going to add it to this new layer, and I'm going to go ahead and hide that layer. Alright, so let's get started. First thing I'm going to do, I want to create the main surface. So I already have some crown on this surface, and I also have a rail curve, so I'm just going to use a monorail, and there you go, just like that I have my main surface. And then here I'm gonna project some curves on it, and that's where I'm gonna create my shadow surface, the undercut, and then I'm just gonna trim. Alright, just like that. And I'll go over here and just add a curve. I want it to align with this right here, and then I can push it in like that and add some crown just to make it a little bit nicer. Not a lot of crown. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to use the rail tool, the monorail, and just rail that. Alright, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to rail this surface, and what I see here is that my shadow surface here is too deep, so I'm just going to use the stretch tool to bring it out a little bit, and then use the stretch tool here again, and I can bring that up like that so that it intersect. Okay, and then another thing I can do is I can cut right here and get rid of this part, project a curve, get rid of that part, and then maybe do the same thing here, trying to get some faster shape through here, something like that, and then project that on there. Okay, I have some crown on here, so next thing I want to do is I want to blend between those two surfaces, and I'm just going to use the surface tool, surface fillet tool. Let's do maybe 100. Okay, flip this one. Maybe a little bit bigger. Let's do 150. It doesn't like that. So I can just do it manually then. Copy that curve, move it over, copy it again, and then move it over here. And it doesn't have to be accurate. I'm just trying to create a blend. Project that one, and then I can use the extend tool, but turning off the merge, and I can take this curve over here, and I can extend it. So now it's its own curve, and then I can project, and then trim that. I can trim here. All right, and then using the profile blend tool, I'm just gonna blend between those two, and it can go right up to the edge, just like that. That works fine. Okay, next thing I want to do is create a draft here, or kind of a shelf. I don't like using the draft tool, but you can use the draft tool. I like to just use the monorail because I can control it better. If I pick, well, first I want to intersect that surface with this one. So now I can extend that and then trim this surface. So now I can use this edge. I want to pick this edge first. The reason why I want to do that is because that allows me to play with this number and drag this edge a little bit so that there is a draft this way too. All right, and then using the monorail tool again, and make that surface. Okay, so now what I want to do is take a curve from here to here, and then another one from here that would go to here. And I can use the bi-rail tool now, which is one generation, two rails, so bi-rails, and then use that curve, this curve, and that edge, and that will create this surface right here. All right. Okay. Now I can start blending. So first thing I'm going to do is use the surface fillet tool. I'm going to set it at 100 and blend here. I want to set it to edge align on both. All right, that looks good. I'm not too worried about adding lead-in for these edges. I'm just trying to show a demo on the difference between these two tools. So if you want to add more lead-in, you can go ahead. It'll of course make this fillet nicer, but for the sake of this demo, I'm just doing straight curves with no crown. All right, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fillet between these two. So it did not like that. It already messed with my surface. So what I'm gonna do is actually I'm just gonna redo that and then kill the history on it. Both of these surfaces. All right. So then now I can do the fillet tool again. Let's do 150. See what that does. It doesn't like it. Okay, 120. I guess we'll go back to 100. And then edge align on both. let's go 110, 120, 110, and then 1 form factor. Oh, okay. All right, 110. Here we go. All right. Next thing I'm gonna do is gonna project some curves, and then go from there and from here to here. All right. So using project that. Project, and then I can go ahead and trim, and now I can, let me hide my curves. I can stop blending between those two. All right, using default, and let's see, then I can blend between these. This, I'm gonna use position here on the second edge. All right, and then I can use the profile blend tool to create this. Okay, that's not bad. And then I can project this edge on there, and instead of trimming this, I'm actually going to trim divide it, because then I'm going to use the align tool, and then I can just get rid of this surface. And then I'm going to make it lighter, so just go no spans on that. Okay, so let's take a look here. Here we got curvature, we got tangency there, which is okay. What about over here? We don't have any tangency there, so I'm just going to use the align tool, and then I'm just going to go tangent. Okay, and that should be fine. Yep. Doesn't look too bad. Alright, so now I got the basic shape. All I have to do now is start filleting. So before I start filleting, I'm actually gonna delete all history, because that could mess up with your surfaces, especially if you have rails and blends. So don't want to deal with that. Take the surface fillet tool. Let's go 10. Okay. Fillet here. Oh wow, this isn't tangent, so let's make that tangent. Okay, and then of course delete history again. Alright, now take this again, and then we're gonna fillet there. I'm gonna set it on default first because I don't want it to freak out. That one could be edge align. And then it looks like it's going all the way there. All right. I could extend this curve now, and I can trim this to it. Okay. And I can trim this surface. Untrim, and then extend that. Oops. Extend that. We can of course erase that. Don't need any more. And yeah, there we go. We got one fillet there. Now I can add another fillet right here. Doing a 10mm cordial fillet, go edge align and edge align as well on the end. All right, that looks okay. And then again, another fillet right here. And that's going to be, I can extend this one. Okay. And then what I can do is trim this back to where this surface ends. And then I can take these 3 surfaces. I can take a curve from here to here. Project that, maybe in that view. Trim this one. Where is the matter? Oh, we forgot to do edge align. Okay. Well, that took care of it. And then I can do a blend from here to here. Yeah, set that on default, and then you can just push it back somewhere over here. And then I'm going to use the profile blend again. And then, oops. Oh, doesn't like it. Ah, okay. I think something got messed up here when we did edge align. I'm going to delete that and reinsert that again. I'm going to snap there. That's where I'm going to put my curve, and then I'm going to realign that. That surface can go. Let's see. Let's try that again, huh? Okay. Bring that back. Bring this back. And then using the profile blend. Still doesn't like it. What if we use square? Okay, square likes it. So yeah, we can set that on tangent. That looks okay. Alright, so now we got our shape. It's all filleted in Nurbs. It took us a little bit over 10 minutes. And yeah, we used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tools, and the trim tool project about 6 or 7 tools. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm gonna move on to do the SubD one. Okay, so to do the SubD one, I'm gonna go over to my SubD shelf. I'm gonna turn all these curves off so I don't select them, except these 2, so that I know how to get it to be similar size. I'm gonna go ahead and scale it. I don't need these middle loops yet, so I'm gonna go in here and just want to make it the same size. All right. Now that I've got that, I'm gonna take this and go down. Okay. And then I'm using this curve as a reference. Okay. And then now I can start cutting this plane using the cut tool. I'm gonna add an edge loop right there, and now I can get rid of this curve over here, and then I'm gonna give it a little bit of a crown. That's too much crown. Okay, and then now I can add another loop. I mean the cut tool right here. And right here. Okay, and I could add another point right there, and that one could go over there. All right. I'm gonna make these four-sided surfaces. Okay, so then I can add another one over here. Okay, now I can crease these three edges. And then let's move the CVs down there a little bit. Get that shape there. That one could move as well. Okay, so now let me crease this one and this one. Crease. I'm gonna go into box mode, and I'm gonna add another row right there. And then I can add another one. Oops, before I do that, I forgot to cut over here. Just wanted to have four-sided surfaces so that when I do enter another row, it goes all the way. All right, I can give it a little bit of a crown. All right. And then here, I can go add another row over here. All right. Let's see. That's give me a similar shape. This, of course, can go up. And then I can add more shape here. I can go from here to here to here. And I can go from here to here to all the way back there. Okay, and then I can delete this one, and I can grab these as well, crease those, and move them back. All right, well, I can erase these edge loops now, and then reinsert them to be nicer, so I don't have to adjust them manually by pushing and pulling. So I'm just gonna delete them and reinsert them, and that would give me similar result. See, that took almost no time, but still yeah, way less time than what Nurbs took. And not only that, we used fewer tools, and it makes more sense for somebody who doesn't use Alias, who thinks Alias is a hard tool to use. SubD could make that easier and kind of take the pressure off of not knowing what tool to use or how to use it. It's just one tool, and there's CVs. As many as you add, you can control the shape, and the least you have, then you can control them easier, but you can't get the shape. So now that I have most of my shape, I'm going to start adding some fillets. So to do that in SubD, I'm just going to add them manually. You can use the groove tool or the bevel tool, but I like to add them manually. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So I'm going to add one there, one here, and one here. I'm going to connect that, and then I'm gonna get rid of this one and this one, and then I can select that edge loop and then increase it, and that pretty much just gave me a fillet there. And then I can do the same thing here. I can add one there, and one here, and then I can connect that to that, and then get rid of that. And to get rid of this three-sided surface, I'm gonna use the cut tool, go from here to here, and then I can erase that, and then readjust this a little bit, and then do the same thing again, select that, and then uncrease, and now I have a fillet there. Alright, now we do the fillet over on this one, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go from here, and then I can go from here to here to here, and I'm gonna end it right there. Then to get rid of this three-sided surface, I'm gonna connect from here to here, and then get rid of this one. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the top side. Go here, and I don't want it to go all the way because it's supposed to wash out. So I'm gonna use the cut tool. I'm just gonna cut it from here to here, and then get rid of that. And I can also, since I have two three-sided surfaces, I can get rid of this one. Now I have one four-sided surfaces, and then that goes to a point, and then I can select all of that and then uncrease it, and that will create that washout effect, just like that. Alright, so there we go. Same shape, but two different methods. One with SubD, in my opinion, it took way less time, and it's not just about taking less time. It's about having it being very friendly to use, with using just pushing and pulling CVs instead of in Nurbs you use curves. And then from using curves, then you project them and you monorail them. And then you still have to trim and then blend. It can add up the amount of tools you have to know how to use in order to achieve the same result. But even if I turn on the surface evaluation tools, you can see the Nurbs one, yes, does look better, obviously, but the result is very similar. And then with how friendly it is to use, this is why I recommend it. And in my opinion, it is the friendlier tool. So yeah, that's where I'll end this video. So thank you for tuning in again, and I'll see you in the next one.